Hi, it's Paul Maunder from Production Expert. Accentize recently released a brand new surround version of their excellent reverb matching plugin, Chameleon. In this video, I'll be demonstrating Chameleon Surround and pointing out a number of its features along the way. If you're familiar with the standard version of Chameleon, you'll know that it allows you to replicate natural room reverbs by listening to a short section of an existing recording, learning the characteristics of the reverb within that recording, and then recreating it within the plugin. This is useful in a variety of situations, for example, matching ADR to location dialogue by placing it in an authentic acoustic setting, or doing the same with Foley. Maybe you even just like the sound of a reverb in a recording and want to extract it to use in your own projects. Previously, Chameleon operated in either mono or stereo, but Chameleon Surround, as the name suggests, goes beyond that. In fact, it supports a range of channel configurations, which do still include mono and stereo, but now also cover quad, 5.1, 7.1, 7.1.4, and even 9.1.6 for Dolby Atmos. In my session, I'll be running the 7.1 version of the plugin. This is obviously tricky to fully demonstrate over YouTube, but Accentize do provide a demo of Chameleon Surround, so I recommend downloading that and giving it a try after watching this video. Chameleon Surround includes a load of new presets and a preset browser which has nice little thumbnails of the spaces. These include things like halls, small spaces, car interiors, and more. The preset browser can be opened and closed by clicking on the Library tab, like this, and it can be detached as it is here, or you can dock it to the plugin by clicking here. I'll start by going through a few of the included presets. I have a dry voiceover recording on this track, and a send which goes to my 7.1 aux where I've got Chameleon Surround. Let's start with basketball court.
We're living in an age of multifunctional technology, where a single device can do many things.
Nice. And going into the preset browser again, as you can see, we're kind of spoilt for choice really. There's all sorts of stuff from sewer pipes to large event spaces, conference rooms, but I'm going to try the Victorian brick archway next.
What if there was a way to do more, faster, and better? A solution capable of supercharging systems to work smarter instead of harder.
That's an absolutely huge sounding space, so where you need it, you've got massive reverbs such as that, but also much smaller ones. So for example, let's try electric car interior.
We're living in an age of multifunctional technology, where a single device can do many things.
And let's just take a listen to a couple of others. Maybe glass elevator could be an interesting one.
What if there was a way to do more, faster, and better?
Sounds great. And let's just listen to one more preset before I take you through some of the other features in Chameleon Surround, maybe museum.
We're living in an age of multifunctional technology, where a single device can do many things.
You'll notice within the plugin interface, we have this visualization representing the current speaker layout. If I play this quietly in the background, you'll see that the sound energy from each speaker is represented. This is obviously a mono voiceover and it's panned centrally. Currently, we can see that there's more sound energy coming from the front channels than the surrounds. The reason why it's spreading into the surrounds at all, though, is due to the spread control. This allows you to determine how the reverb tracks the position of the sound. Let me show you what I mean. On 0%, the reverb will only come from where the sound source is, in this case, centrally.
Where a single device can do many things.
But when the spread control is set anywhere beyond 0, reverb starts to bleed into nearby channels, with those further away from the sound source receiving less. This is a very good way to recreate how rooms respond to sound, with reflections having more energy when they're closer to the sound source and less when they're further away. Of course, if you were to set this to 100%, you would get reverb from every channel, irrespective of the sound's location in the mix.
We're living in an age of multifunctional technology.
Another point about the spread control is that we can adjust how channel groupings work with it. Over here, we have the surround controls, and in this case, it's broken down into front, sides, and rear. By default, these are all set to both send and receive the signal bidirectionally, but we have options to either send only, receive only, or be disabled for spread altogether. Say you wanted the surrounds to receive spread from the front and sides but not send it out themselves, you might set the surrounds to receive only but keep the others on send and receive. This is really something to try out for yourself with a surround monitoring system, but it works really well, and it's a way to tailor how the reverb responds to sounds based on their position within the mix. As you can see, other ways to tailor the sound of the reverb include the pre-delay, low cut and high cut controls. There are also treble and bass controls, which are shelving EQ curves. There's decay, which trims the end of the reverb tail, and stretch, which will actually adjust the length of the reverb. Now let's capture the sound of a reverb from a recording. This is something I recorded in a reflective space, and to capture this, I can either put Chameleon directly on this track and capture it that way, or I can send this signal out via a bus and then set that as the sidechain input in Chameleon. So let's just do that. So I'm going to create a send here on a bus that I'm not using, increase it to 0, and then go into Chameleon, make sure that we've got that set. Okay, and now I'll click on create and then just choose the sidechain input as the input and play some audio. Hello, I'm in a very reflective space, as you can hear. Let's see if Chameleon Surround can learn the reverb and replicate it. And the new reverb profile is now ready. I can either apply it, or if I want to save it to the library as a preset, I can do that too. In the Save Profile window, I can give it a name, so I'm just going to call this Corridor, and you do have the option to add tags if you want to. This then aids in subsequent searching of the presets. We can also add a picture, so I'll click on Change Picture, and select one which I took in the actual space I recorded the sound in, and now it's part of the preset. The good thing about this is, although my original recording, which I captured the reverb from, was mono in this case, Chameleon Surround can still use this to create reverbs in any of its supported channel configurations. Let's see how this sounds on the voiceover we've been working with.
We're living in an age of multifunctional technology, where a single device can do many things.
So that's Accentize Chameleon Surround. For more information, head over to accentize.com. Thanks for watching.